Okay, I'm sitting here with Rubino, currently the best Norwegian player. No, I'm just trying to trigger some people, obviously. We're still here at DreamHack Leipzig, obviously, and you just advanced to the semifinals. Let's just go through the whole group. First off, you faced off against Astralis. You didn't have the best of starts, but then you kind of came back, have had like 8 rounds in a row or something like that. But then you just dropped the ball. What do you think happened there at the beginning?
We started really slow. I don't know what we did wrong, to be honest. Like, people just died basically. We didn't win our duels, and they were just the better team right there. And then we started to try something new things, like me running up and trying to lock down a side instead of just doing the same. And it worked for us some rounds, but I think we started like it was too late. And yeah, 4 rounds of CT is not enough.
With what kind of mindset were you going into that game, seeing as they're, well, not obviously not your comrades, but the whole team is obviously mostly Danish, and it's a Danish opponent. So was there any additional like pressure on you guys, or was that an extra motivation maybe?
I don't know. I can't talk for everyone, but for me it's not a pressure. Like, I'm not from Denmark, so for me it's like all other matches, to be honest. But like, it's pride to be the best in Denmark for sure. But I think my teammates are just focusing, trying to just don't think about these things and just play as its other opponents.
So after you saw that result from Verus Pro against Mouz Sports, what do you think about that matchup at first? Obviously, Verus Pro is considered one of the best teams in the world right now.
Actually, I got quite surprised, but on the other way, I wouldn't say it was like shocking, because I haven't seen Verus Pro play Dust 2 a lot. And I didn't understand why they picked Dust 2 versus Mouz Sports. Like, they are aim-heavy team, Mouz Sports for sure, and you never would want to play Dust 2 versus those kind of teams.
Okay. Going into that game against Verus Pro, obviously, first map you lost, and then the second map you won. But obviously, I want to talk about Cobblestone, the decider of the series. It was obviously very close. I think you got to three overtimes in the end, or was it 2? Anyway, but there was a lot of rounds that you guys just lost and that you probably shouldn't have. So what can you tell us about that? Why do you think you weren't able to close out the rounds that you were supposed to?
Well, it's our first event together. We are pretty young players. We don't have the same routine as, for example, Verus Pro guys. They have been playing so many years in the top level, and I think we were just stressed too much in some rounds, peeking, dump, and yeah, just choke. But in the end we won, and that's the most important.
Okay, how do you keep composure, and maybe what kind of what does MSL bring to the team in those kind of situations where you do lose these rounds, and when the communication starts slacking off a little bit? How does he keep composure in the team, or how does the whole team keep composure?
Well, that's a thing that I never experienced in my old teams. Actually, we talk together really nice. Like, of course we cannot have discussions and such, but all the time no one is mad at each other. If we lose a round like we did versus Verus Pro, we just try to talk about it in a relaxed way, and MSL is just calling, trying to find out what the opponents are doing, and trying just to be not stress the other guys. And yeah, he's really important for our team. He made some good calls, and yeah, he's really important.
Okay, so before we get to the Mouz Sports game, I still want to talk about one more little detail. That was the head stack. I'm not sure which 2 players were in that situation. Was it 2v3 towards the end of the last overtime? Like, I think the last round of the first half of the last overtime, where 2 of your guys made the head stack inside against 3 people who were coming from connector, and yeah, the boost, exactly. So, like, whose idea was that? How did that come to play?
Actually, we never tried that before. That was just something we did on the fly. It was me and Config, I think. Config just told me, like, boost me here, and I thought, okay, let's try it. Like, we don't have anything to lose, and apparently it was good in that situation. I don't think it's a good boost like overall, because you can be killed from both right and left. But in that situation, it was really good. So good call by Config, I would say.
Okay, great. So now the Mouse Sports game. Again, you started on cobblestone, and this time it was a really one-sided game. You just started very well and then ran off with it. Why do you think Mouse Sports weren't able to get back into the game? Did you do something against them specifically, maybe?
We didn't see any demos of Mouse Sports. We tried that versus Astralis, and I think that our mindset versus Astralis when we anti-stratted them wasn't a good idea for us, because we were thinking about too much what they are doing and not our game. So versus Verus Pro and Mouse Sports, we just played as we want to. Don't think about what they're doing, but just focus on ourselves. For us, it at least felt, because we are taking a lot of cobblestone, we felt that they have been watching us and played a lot more defensive than they normally do. Like Chris J is really aggressive upper. We never saw him aggressive. So I don't know. We just got the map control and made some good calls. Everyone was hitting the shots, and yeah, I don't know. Like it's hard to say what they did wrong, but yeah.
Okay. Second map was Mirage, the last map in the end. Towards the start, it was pretty good. You both kind of like went back and forth. Obviously, in the start, Mouse Sports had a great start, and then you kind of clawed back. But towards the end, there were a lot of rounds, force buys that both sides won. There was the two 1v3s that you made towards the end. Obviously hard to analyze, but why do you think you weren't able to win those anti-force buys where Nico had like super good deal kills?
The first round we went B, and they stacked B with nades, I think, and Nico takes like 3 or 4 guys, like insane. And we just lost it because basically we were so low after the nades, and he just instantly killed us. Nothing to do. There on A, I don't remember what happened, but we also got beaten.
Yeah, flanked from.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and these things happens. To be honest, we feel really strong in these situations. That like we normally don't lose these situations, but it's LAN. It's like, yeah, it's a bit different, and we maybe got a bit stressed. But yeah, that happens sometimes. Unlucky, but we actually won an eco back again. MSL got like 2 entries or something. So overall, sometimes you're unlucky and sometimes you're lucky yourself. So I would say we should just have been playing more defensively and got more information, but that's the thing we can bring to next game.
Yeah, the next game is going to be Navi. Also one of the best teams in the world. They have a great run, I think 3 grand finals in a row it is right now, and now they're in the semifinals against you. What are you expecting from that game?
Well, my expectations for the whole event, before the event, was to get out of groups, because we are a fresh team. So we have gotten that, and as I said before, I think that they have the more pressure than us. We don't have anything to lose, but of course we want to win, but not on the same way that they need to win, basically. And I think it's a good matchup versus us. They are a really tactic team, and we are, so I think it would be a nice game for us. We feel pretty confident.
Okay, so confident going against Navi. Are there any last words, shoutouts that you wanna do the fans, sponsors?
I will just thank Dignitas for making this possible, all sponsors from Dignitas, and thanks for support, of course, for everyone. And yeah, you should see the DreamHack stream. It's awesome, a lot of nice crowd here, and yeah, that's it for me.
All right, so that was Rubino from DreamHack Leipzig. Now we're going to go to the semifinals, and starting with the Astralis and Luminosity game, and we're hoping to get one interview from that matchup as well. So stay tuned to hltv.org.